Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back, or welcome to the Hawk. And my name is Lana Zelinsky, and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, in all my videos or on my live feeds, simply take what resonates, and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. Happy Friday. I know I'm a few minutes early today. I'm early because I have to get out of here early, and I like to squeeze in as much time as I can with all of you guys because it's just such a great way to start the day to hang out with you here on the channel. Hi there, Wes. I see you. Good morning, darling. Hi, Kayla. I finally made it. How are you? I am great, Kayla. And how are you? Good to see everybody coming in. It has been a great week. It has been an exceptional week, energetically and with spirit. It's just been a delicious week. Lots of inspiration since I've last been on. I think I was here Wednesday. Yeah, it's just been a very inspiring week for me. A lot of animal communication this week as well as in-person sessions, and it's just been loving it. TGIF, absolutely. I'm really well, Laura. It's good to see you all coming in. I'm just going to talk for a moment about the energy that's kind of pushing through today and into the weekend, and then I'm going to open up the platform to ask the medium. And I thought I would change it up a little bit. I'll give you guys a little moment to think about something you might want to ask, but I thought I would open it up, and I don't do this very often. I'm not sure why I don't, because I'm very open. But if there's anything you want to ask about mediumship or the spirit dimensions, I thought we would take that path this morning. If there's anything at all you ever wanted to ask me, um, I'm happy to share my experiences or how I work or anything at all that you want to ask about spirit. I'll let you think about that while I talk about the energy. So this weekend coming in has a delicious feel to it, with excitement as and inspiration. And I feel like there's like a lot of coming out with authentic self. And we talked a little bit about the authentic energy. I think it was on Tuesday, or Wednesday. I can't remember, but about this authentic self. And I feel like it almost feels like new beginnings, inspiration. I think I want to try that. I think I'm ready to step forward. I think I'm ready to kind of like put that down. I think I'm ready to heal. That's what's kind of moving through this weekend. And quite often when we kind of feel into that space, we do get a little bit of a "oh, what if" kind of feeling. "Oh, what if I'm not ready? What if it's hard? What if?" And feel that though quieting. I feel like that is just like, you know what? I don't think I need to go there. It feels like a very reassuring energy weekend. A lot of that breathing space coming in. That's kind of what's brewing. And I was up very, very early this morning with Spirit because Spirit had some downloads for me about some workshops that they want me to do. And I just felt this reassuring energy coming in. Like, I think I can trust. I think I can move forward. I think I want to change directions. That's the energy that's coming in, and it's coming in very, very soft and very, very gentle and with a lot of permission. There's like this permission piece coming in as well, and it's probably going to push through the remainder of July. You have permission to walk your path and try new things, and you have permission to heal. That's kind of like what's coming in here over the weekend, and I think it's going to percolate a little bit for the remainder of the month, and I think that that's great. New steps forward can be difficult, right? Like we do struggle with that change, with that new ways of thinking, but I feel like it's settling. I don't feel it as a turbulence with for many of us. I just truly feel like it's time. It's let's go. If that whole let's go energy, that's what's kind of moving through. So if you're experiencing some of that, try an exercise of just putting your toe in the water first, whether it be in the bathtub or down by the lake or in the river. Try putting your toe in and just kind of do it from a spiritual perspective. I'm just going to feel the temperature here. I'm just going to feel the energy. I just want to feel it. Try that exercise. It's very, very powerful when you kind of lean into that with a spiritual space. So let's open up the platform to I'm going to take questions about mediumship first, and then I'll try and do a little bit of personal channeling and personal questions. But I'd love to know if there's anything at all that you've ever wondered, anything that you've ever wondered about mediums or the spirituality. I'm going to open that up, and ask me anything. I'm wide open to share my experiences, or a little bit more about who I am and what I do. That's what she said. Feel like I've been dragged behind a truck, just no energy. Give yourself some time and some space to recharge and recuperate. That's what she said. Give yourself that time. Be gentle with yourself. Hold some space for yourself. Get yourself outside. Look at the sky. Sit with a tree. Recharge, right? Just recharge that space. Laura, I was wondering if I should move to the East Coast to rejoin my husband. I'm in the West Coast for our son. He's starting high school, but the distance is hard. Laura, I just want to sit with that for a moment. I feel a little bit of a pause there. I do feel like you are going to move into the East Coast. I just feel like I just got to kind of like let the pieces kind of fall in place with a little bit of assistance, but also very naturally. I also feel that I have to say, Laura, come back into you. I think you already have a bit of a feeling on that 'cause I feel like you're aware of that a little bit. It's just not quite time. I do feel balancing of the distance. I feel like coming into a bit of a better balance, and I also feel a lot of strength. I feel like there's a lot of strength supporting you and holding you up. Let's see. Okay, okay. Spiritual questions. You guys start firing some things at me. Um, all right. I'm just gonna give you guys. I put my toe in Tokyo. I love that, and my foot sank for. Great, good job. Just putting your toe in there. If someone identifies as an atheist, how do their spirit guides navigate their journey? I can imagine they want to help, but it's so hard to connect since this person doesn't believe. Kayla, I love that question. So when we sign up for a journey here, part of our experience, part of our experience is choice and free will, and part of our experience is part of the journey, what we agreed to sign up for. So spirit is always supportive of our choices and our belief system. So they're always there. And part of the learning for that person who may not have a belief system, part of their experience may be to learn to believe and learn to trust and kind of navigate through that. Spirit is so unconditional and loving with us. They will throw out the life ring, they will throw out the guidance, but we have complete choice and free will. If someone spent their physical life here with no belief system, when they cross over to the other side, they go to the same place we all go to. There's no, "Oh, you didn't believe, so you can't come in." It's about the learning. So that soul would have an opportunity to kind of heal, learn, and come back for another experience. So there is no judgment from the spirit dimensions. It's only love and support and only guidance. And I think that with each individual experience, I feel that I don't want to say that I'm not going to judge it, but I'm going to say put it to you this way: even the atheist has a belief system of it, and they may not share it. So having a belief system, maybe that there's no spirit side to anything, but I do feel that they do have a part of them that has that connection because we all came from source energy. So deep down in there is that awareness, and for many people, they may tap into it on their last couple of days or couple of hours here in the physical world. I've held many dying hands, and both in my mediumship career and in my nursing career with people who didn't have a belief system, and it was literally in their last moments of life where they got to see spirit and and see angels and guides, and they had their aha moment then. And that's part of their experience and part of their journey here. Spirit is always here to support, but there is no judgment from them. um but I just want to read the last part of your question. I can imagine they want to help, but it's hard to connect since the person doesn't believe. They don't give up, and they just hold the space, right? And remember, our angels and guides also know what we're here to experience. So there's just that supportive energy, and that's their lessons and that's their learning. But great question there, Kayla. I appreciate you asking that. Lana, are there any plans to do another past life regression session? I do plan on getting some Zoom sessions where we can just kind of meet in a Zoom meeting and do some delicious work like that. The schedule for me has been quite intense. And with my upcoming trip to Ireland, I haven't been able to post that. So I'm hoping maybe August or September we can have some time in some Zoom sessions and just kind of do some learning that way. I've always been told that I'm intuitive and medium. I've always felt a connection to Native American ancestry, and I was wondering if I operate mostly out of that ancestry system. So, Laura, we all come here connected. I'm very strong in that. Spirit has shown me that over and over again. We all come here with our own unique ways and our own unique gifts to the spirit dimensions. Some of us grow them, some of us don't, and that's okay. But we all have that piece, the Native American ancestry piece. I get a blend of both ancestry and past life. I feel like it's a combination of both. And I feel that with that ancient knowledge, it's yes, it's from DNA and from your ancestry because that's all handed down. And I also feel that it's also past life connection. So you probably have like a very deep pull to it, a very deep comfortable in that. And that's why it's part of your soul's journey at a few different levels, if that makes sense there. Okay, where do we need to go here? Um, did you watch Haley's new video, and it made me cry? I'm so proud of her. I know her Grams is so proud of her too. Kayla, yes, I did watch her new video, and I am also very proud of Miss Hales. Growth and healing and forward steps, is just a delicious space to see her in. When we pass, does our current consciousness come with? And also, do we receive our memories from our past lives and lessons? Delicious question, Lisa. So when we pass, does our current experiences do come with us? All of our memories come with us from this lifetime. We also, and this was a big part of my experience when I spent some time over in the other side twice. The lessons and the experience from other lifetimes, it's all in our soul. So we do have that awareness when we pass. We do get it, and we also get a chance to heal that and see that. When I sat in my own life review, I got to see this lifetime kind of like a movie. I got to see it, feel it, know it, and I also got to feel and see other past lives and how they connected into my learning here. This is not my first lifetime working in spirituality. It's not my as a medium and as that experience. So I had all that information when I crossed over, and it's a huge aha moment. Oh, that's the lesson. Oh, that's the learning and the work that our soul has to continue to do on the other side. Because when we cross over, the learning and the experience and the soul growth is not over. We continue that over on the other side. That's why when I channel our loved ones and our pets, the information that they give me, they have to give me validation as to who they were here. When we cross over, that soul continues to grow. So they do have a bit of a different perspective, right? So because they have their own aha moments when they're over there. Um, let's see here. Sorry, I lost my spot. I feel like I've been here many times. Yeah, that's your soul's awareness. Our soul does have that awareness for many of us. We just have that deeper knowing, or we do have a connection. Have you ever had an experience and it felt very deja vu, or it felt like I've been here before, even though you've never been there before, whether it be a location or meeting people? That's your soul remembering a past lifetime. And we when we have that feeling and we have that information, and sometimes we struggle with putting it together, but I've never been here before, or why am I so connected to this type of culture, or why do I know so much about a timeline that I've never even studied? All right, let's see where we go. I'm gonna take a couple more spiritual questions, and then I'll tap into more of the personal ones. Um, let's see where we go here. There was a singer named Alea? Alea, who died. I wonder if it's okay and if mediums can tap into celebrities in general who've passed away. She passed tragically, amazing artist. So mediums can tap in, and I've had my own incredible experiences with channeling celebrities who have passed. The most profound one, I'll tap into that. And Bianca, that's a great question. I had a friend visiting me, someone that I had met on a spiritual journey at a Brian Weiss workshop in Rhinebeck, New York, and we reconnected several months later. She came to visit me, and we were doing some meditation work, and we were doing a little bit of channeling together. And I channeled Wayne Dyer, and I was extremely taken back by the experience, and he had something to show me. He had something to show me about my connection. And he came to me exactly as I would see anybody else coming to me. He literally came, sat on the couch, shared some knowledge to help me with my experiences here in my mediumship and how I can tweak my connection to the spirit dimensions. I've also channeled a couple singers. And in a very spirit, and singers that I didn't even connect with, like musicians that I haven't even connected with, and they shared experiences and lessons that could help me move forward. I've also channeled, and this is kind of interesting. I've also channeled singers who have passed, and their songs had a message for a client, and songs that I either hadn't heard of before or hadn't really sat and listened to it, and we've literally sat in sessions and be able to channel um more information based on the song, and it has a very profound feeling because sometimes there's messages and healing in many unique ways that we don't even think of, and sometimes the song also connects to somebody who has passed. So it has a very, remember, sometimes working with spirit, it can be like putting pieces of a puzzle together, and the messages that come through to a medium can come through in a very unique way. I think many people have had moments where, a deceased celebrity may come to them in a dream, or they may come to them, with a song, and that can be a message to help us learn. And even though we may not have had any knowledge or personal experience with a celebrity is a person too, and it's just like channeling anybody really. It doesn't matter our status when we were here. It kind of matters what the message is. Tapping in with experiences like with a celebrity or a missing person who has passed has a very unique feeling to it, and the communication is very different, and learning, and I've had to learn how to personally navigate through the communication, and sometimes I can't even tap in, right? It's not like an instant phone line. All right, let's see what else we want to ask. Person, okay. Kristen, I feel so discouraged about applying to vet school this summer. I'm trying to remain optimistic, but it's hard. Any advice? So I feel, Kristen, I need to kind of lean in and tweak your trust level. I feel like you need to kind of say, okay, this is the path that I feel I'm really pulled to. And I feel like I've got to put some trust. And I feel like I got to put a little bit more allowing. And I feel like I've got to just kind of lean in there with, yes, this is hard, but I'm going to try anyway. I also feel like I've got to give you just a little bit more support spiritually. So little things like being able to work through some fears. I feel like with it being hard, is there a fear? Because I really feel like this fear of failure, and what that kind of means, and what that kind of feeling is for you. Because I feel like I've got to lift it off and just say, trust the journey. This is where I feel pulled to, and I'm going to trust the journey. I also have to say that I feel like I have to say to you that I have to just kind of give you that little bit of a push. I feel like I have to say, keep pushing forward through it. Keep that navigation system. I feel like you feel really pulled to apply. I don't have an issue with the applying part. I feel like I have to kind of tweak your trust in that. So trusting a little bit of, I'm just going to trust the journey every day, kind of building up that trust factor and allowing that experience to take you where it needs to go. Okay, there is a lead role that will be posted at work. If I apply to Spirit, see if I have a good chance of getting it. I think you have a good chance as anybody else, Nisa. I think part of the learning and part of the experience here is to start moving forward and getting your feet going. I feel like I've got to take like work on the hesitancy to try new things. If you apply and I get it, great. If I apply and I don't get it, it wasn't meant for me anyway. I feel like I have to lean into that. Kristen, yes, absolutely. I feel the fear of failure. Yeah, that came to me like really, really loud there. I feel like I've got to work through that because I feel like this fear of failure also connects to other parts of your life. What if I don't make it? What if I'm not good enough? And it's not just with the vet thing. So I need to kind of work on that. And I get it. Nobody likes to fail, but there's lessons in even in things that don't go our way, right? If it doesn't work out, it's going to take me to a path where I'm supposed to be. One foot in front of the other. One foot in front of the other. I'm gonna give it another. I'm just gonna take another scroll and see if there's any spiritual questions up there, and then I'm gonna come in and do a little bit of personal channeling. Okay, I do see your personal questions, and I'm gonna get to them. Freya, I feel like I'm starting to be able to see spirit energy. How would I develop that if I want to do more medium work? So you can self-develop. Absolutely, you can self-develop. I feel it's the path with spiritual development and mediumship is delicious and requires support. Now, it doesn't have to be through me. This isn't a self-promotion piece, but I strongly suggest a mentoring program, someone that can guide you and teach you and kind of support you as you kind of figure out how you work. It is a huge help to be able to have that support and have someone kind of guide you through it. Um, I do offer different levels of mediumship, a beginner right through to master classes and one-on-one sessions to help develop and kind of pursue that a little bit more. I myself could still, and I think I've talked about this before, once a year I sit down with a mentor and I pull out my journal and I said, here's what I'm struggling to understand. Here's what I need to talk about. I continue to take workshops and courses now as well to continue my development because I truly don't feel that I will ever know it all or have all the answers or understand everything about spirit. So I always feel the spiritual path and the development of mediumship is enhanced when you're supported because there's so much that comes up in development that there were times on my journey with mediumship I was figuring it out all on my own and it felt quite lonely at times. So having somebody and having a group support you through that is huge. It's a huge way of enhancing your development. I will always say to people, make sure that you are researching, a teacher or someone that's going to guide you through this. Make sure you resonate there with them. Right? There are some great teachers that just might not be the teacher for you, and it's so important that you resonate and connect with the person. The other thing that I say to people is a mentor should be a guide. It should not be a dictation. We shouldn't dictate as a teacher. This is the only way to communicate. A teacher should be working with you to help you guide you in your special connection this way. No two mediums channel the same way. They may be similar, but their relationship with spirit is different. So I always say to my students, I can guide you and help you nurture your way of connecting, but there's never just one right way. It's about your way and developing your way in your relationship with spirit. That is very, very important because spirituality needs to be yours. It needs to be your journey, not my journey, not any other teacher's journey on how they do it or how they work. It needs to be yours. And that is extremely important in spirituality and in development. It should never be this is the only way because it's not how spirit works. And spirit has been very clear with me on that. All right. Okay, I am going to scroll up. Excuse me, sorry, and grab some personal questions. um, Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate that. You're very welcome. Okay, somebody asked about their dad. Okay, Melissa, please tell me, is it possible to receive a message from my dad? Melissa, I work very hard on the channels to try to get to several questions and do a little bit of channeling here. So I'm going to tap in here to a message from your dad. So Melissa, when I feel into your dad, the first thing that he comes at me with, and I am going to drop a little bit of evidential mediumship here because it's very important. The first thing that he comes up with is number one, I'm okay. I am here and I am okay. And I feel like either you're not quite sure where he is or if he's okay, but he's coming at me with with that message first. I'm okay. I'm good. I also feel him holding your it's my left hand. I also feel him holding your left hand and guiding you. He's also hearing you. So I feel like you yourself have been talking to him, communicating with him because he's pulling on my ear with I'm hearing you. He's also talking about the month of May, significant anniversary, birthday, or passing. And then he takes me into September as being significant dates that resonate here with you. He's also showing me with getting your head up. I feel like I need to kind of like start looking up a little bit, like looking up in a more of a positive way and where his signs are. I feel like the sky is a lot of magic. I feel like either and like letters in the sky or like stars in the sky. He keeps getting your head up. And I feel that when with that head up, he's also working a little bit with helping you, trying to help you feel better about yourself. Get your head up. Right. There's that reference big time. He keeps repeating it over and over. So when spirit starts to repeat things for me, that's very significant that they're really trying to push through a message on getting your head up. The other thing that he's pushing through with me right now is you're never alone. So I don't know if you've been struggling with that lonely piece. Am I, feeling alone or that lonely feeling? You're never alone. And he really wants you to feel into that. I also feel like he's been trying to get closer to you energetically because I feel him coming in. He holds your hand and then he comes right in. One thing that you can do, and everybody here that's listening, when you want to communicate or feel your loved ones, all you need to do is ask and sit with them. Dad, can you come closer with me? Can you come closer? Working on your own connection. The relationship is not over when our loved ones pass. And I tell that to my clients all the time. You can feel them all on your own and talk to them. They hear you, and they're with you. We just need to kind of tune our dial into that energy. I also feel like he's showing me I got to get you down by the water. He keeps pushing me down by the water, down by the lake, down by the river, and just simply breathing. And I feel like I don't know if there's a new anxiety or a new fear, but he's just saying, breathe it out. I hope that that resonates there with you. He's also showing me the month of June, significant anniversary, birthday, or passing. Okay. Um, Let me scroll back up. How do you get rid of a psychic's energy if they have given you a negative message? Whew, that's a good question. Okay. So, number one, and I want to say this very lovingly, you don't have to absorb everything a psychic or a medium tells you. The other thing is no psychic or no medium has any power over you. And that is huge. So if you have picked something up that you feel doesn't resonate with you, put it down. Put it down. So literally, so whatever, I'm just gonna pick up a piece of selenite. You can carry or you can I'm just gonna cleanse myself with the selenite, or I'm literally gonna put down that message. Their perspective doesn't have a power over you unless you allow it. And I preach that loud. Nobody has power over you, whether it be a medium, whether it be a psychic, whether it be anybody, your neighbor, your friends. Nobody has that personal power. When we connect to that, then we're allowing it. So, Castle of the Skies, one thing that you can say to yourself is, okay, that's their experience, and I don't have to absorb it. You can also, if it resonates with you, some people resonate very deeply with, I need to cleanse myself from that. I'm going to put myself down from that. I'm not going to connect with that. And doing little exercises to help remind you of that. Nobody has that kind of power over you. The other thing that you can do is, and this is how I work. Whenever I connect with energy, the first thing I do is surround myself with white light and angels and guides. I simply say, "Can you guys come around me and just protect me?" So I would call forward if I felt like I had picked something up from somebody, I would simply call them forward and say, "Can you just surround me with white light?" I'm protected when I work with spirit, and I'm protected when I work with humans. I don't want to pick anything up. Energy is very powerful, and we can, especially the empaths. So, Castle of the Sky, if you're an empath and you pick up other people's stuff, I would simply start a practice of reminding yourself that I'm protected and I don't have to absorb anything that's not mine. Being very careful, and I'm very careful on where I'll put my energy. There are certain things I won't watch or podcasts I won't listen to because it doesn't resonate with me. And I don't put myself in that line of fire. I just don't. Okay. Um, the other thing is Castle of the Skies. I just want to remind you that everybody's on a journey here with an experience. And like all professions, not just in the spiritual world or the holistic world, there is very good authentic people and there are people who are struggling with integrity, right? So, as a psychic, if they've given you a negative message, they're struggling with integrity. Even if spirit has something difficult to say, and I want you to listen up to this, all of you. Even if spirit has something difficult to say, it comes from a very loving place. It doesn't have a negative or a shameful feeling. If it does, that is coming from the human that is giving it to you. Spirit only talks from that heart space. Spirit only comes at us with that, never from a negative tone. If it's coming negative, it's coming from the person that's channeling it, their own judgment, their own belief system, and it should never be that. And what I teach my mentoring students, and I think there's probably still a few of them in here, is mine versus not mine. Are you in or are you out of the reading? Because if it's judgment and if you're in it, it's not up to you to deliver that. And that is huge, right? Spirit has given me very loving, but hard advice, but it's coming from a place and an energy of love. That's all the spirit dimensions are. So it should never have that negative feeling. It may have, I'll just give this as an example, and this is just a pure example. Castle of the Sky, I really feel like your spirit guides are encouraging you to let go and to put things down and to it comes from love, right? And a teaching. All right. Um I disconnected from a medium who had a shameful energy sometimes at readings. Glad we disconnected because it was definitely not compatible for me. And you just worded that beautifully. Even mediums and psychics are learning. Right, they're learning, and sometimes, and I'm going to say this lovingly, and this is not a judgment, but even psychics and mediums are learning how to manage their own ego, and that is something that I am so aware of that. I am so aware of my ego that I don't ever allow parts of my ego to step into the reading. If anybody says to me, as an example, "Oh, Lana, you work so well. You're so good." I have practiced and practiced, but it's all them. All right, I just allow that. This is not, a magic trick that I do that I'm good at. I have built a relationship with spirit. Some people struggle with the ego, including mediums, right? And that's part of their learning. So if ever something doesn't feel right for you or you're feeling shameful, it's like Bianca said, it's not compatible for you. Spirit is only loving. Spirit is only about the learning. It should never feel shameful. Never. I've tripped and fallen many times in my life. And even when I had my experience with death, even when I had to sit in my own life review and feel the things that I didn't do great, it was never shameful. It had the feeling of here's what you can learn. That's how spirit gave it to me. And we all have a history. We've all tripped and fallen, right? I still trip and fall and have to get up and dust myself off. It should never feel shame. If it feels like shame, that's coming from the person that's channeling you. They're in the reading. And I teach my students how to step out. There's an exercise that we do to be able to step out. And sometimes students have to practice stepping out for a couple years. It's about no, I'm in it. No, I'm in it because we're taught to have opinions, right? We're taught that just think about that, over your journey. What do you think about that? What's your opinion? So sometimes readers will get in a session and they haven't learned how to completely stay out. All right. And I've been doing this for a very, very long time. And there are still moments where I have to take myself out. Right, especially with like the really hard stuff. Yeah, I got to take myself out. I got to visualize myself sitting over there. It's not about my opinion. It's not about what I think. It's about them. All right. That's my rant there. I've had readers who've given me tough love readings, but I could feel the vibration of love. Yes, absolutely. Through the reading, and it helped me let go. But there's a way of giving messages sometimes. Absolutely. And spirit has sat me down on my butt and has given me some you worded it perfectly, tough love. But that tough love doesn't have a shame feeling. It doesn't have a it's about how can we help you see this and how can we help you grow from it, right? All right. um can I be a medium soon and work like that and like that and get money on that? So a few things about that. We can, like I said, we can all develop, we can all grow. It's a dedication. I worked, just to give you a comparison, I have worked harder on my mediumship and my spirituality than I did when I went to nursing school. It's been a tougher learning because we heal as we go and we learn as we go, and it's very challenging. But I do feel that we can all learn and connect. Absolutely. It takes a lot of dedication. All right. Let me come back here. I'm going to grab a personal question or two. Um, there's 43 healing. It's good to see you there, darling. And spring is spring. Uh, I'm just going to scroll up to a personal question. Aaron, Okay, here's one. Is regression the only way to read past lives? If someone isn't strong that way, could you read their past lives other ways? Aaron, so past life regression, not everybody can get into that state, right? It took me a while. It took me a while to be able to surrender enough to have a past life regression. Can a reader tap into to someone's past life? Yep, to a degree. There's past life stuff that I'm shown. Um, I feel that we also know. So being able to understand your past life and being able to tap in deeper. So, for example, if you have always really felt connected to a certain culture, giving yourself opportunity to sit quietly and explore that. I always teach people this is what I'm picking up, and I teach them how to grow their own connection to that and understanding that. Readers can pick up on past life stuff. And is it the same as a regression? No, a regression is a deeper way of tapping into that. But yeah, a reader can give you some past life information, 100%. Um, all right, let's see where we go here. I'm gonna grab a few more. Okay, I answered that one. I answered that one. Bianca, personal question. My first relationship was with someone who did terrible things behind closed doors. We haven't spoken in years, but I wonder if they're healing or changing on their journey. I do feel that there's been some healing. But the one thing that I struggle a little bit with getting cross completely is the accountability. I feel like I'm still learning that. I feel like I'm still learning to take that ownership. I feel like taking ownership and responsibility is a big part of healing, and I feel like that combination, I'm still working on that. And taking ownership, and when you think about it, for many of us, it's really tough to take ownership. I didn't do that great. I'm sorry, right? I feel like that ownership part, I'm still learning to take ownership of the lessons that I need to learn. But I feel like I have taken some steps forward in that. I feel like there has been some healing and some momentum. I just feel like the ownership part, I'm still really working on that. Um, Lana, did you know you'll be quite close to Cheyenne and I after the 17th? That's 2 days before my birthday, by the way. Yes, I did know when I'm in Ireland, it is fairly close to the Netherlands. However, Wes, I won't have the timeline to hop over. As close as I'm going to be, the timeline for me is I am doing some work in Ireland. I do have clients booked. I'm very excited, and I am going to be doing some channeling in a castle. So I won't have the timeline to zip over to get a little bit closer. Kristen, I absolutely will sit with that. Thank you so much. You're very welcome, darling. Um, Kayla, I have a fear of moving in October. I know my life is going to change. I'm scared and worried to finding a new job, knowing that my childhood is coming to an end. I wish I could go back and change things. Okay. So, Kayla, I want to pick this apart with you. Number one, I think that we can all nod our heads. There are things that we wish we could change. There are also amazing things that we wish that we could go back and feel again. Right, like those magical moments. I also want to say to you, Kayla, that all of it comes with you, right? Even all versions of you go forward. And so little Kayla and the learning Kayla and the fun little Kayla, that's all coming with you. She's coming with you in all those experiences. I feel like a lot of this, I have to say, you know what, Kayla, I think every single one of us would have that fear of, I'm moving and I need to find a new job. I'm moving and this is brand new. I'm moving and this what ifs. That I need you to acknowledge that, okay, that's real, right? And it's okay to have those fears. But I need you to balance that now. I need you to have the conversation, or like I like to say, I need you to rant about it. I need you to kind of say, I'm excited though. Where's the excitement in this new adventure? There's a new adventure, it's gonna be delicious. This new version of Kayla, right? How exciting that there's a new version of you. And I'm gonna take my time and get to know her, right? I'm gonna go at this from an excited perspective as well as the nervous perspective. I've never been here before, right? You see, I've never moved here before and I've never had to find a new job like this, right? I need to acknowledge how I'm feeling, but I also need to get you to kind of lean into the other side of that as well. The trust, you trust tremendously, Kayla. Like we all wobble in trust sometimes, right? I need you to kind of like balance that a little bit and find the excitement to balance out the fear. I feel very good with the move in October. I don't feel like there's going to be much of an issue with you finding a job. I feel like I've got to say one step at a time as I navigate through this new part. And I feel like I got to take all versions of you, because all versions of you, even the hard parts, even the things you want to change, got you to where you're going, right? Even the things we wish we could change, those things happen to help us learn and to help us grow. So I feel like that healing work, and we're always healing, Kayla. Every single one of us is always healing. Even I've had to heal and reheal the things that I healed. Right? So like those, all those beautiful parts of you, all those hard parts, all those, they're all coming with you to help you. And they kind of look at it from that perspective, Kayla. How delicious, right? How delicious. I love that. Um, Tabitha. With climate change increasing, I'm concerned about more flooding from the creek behind my house. Do you see me moving in the next 3 years? I'm considering a smaller town. So, Tabitha, water has been a bit a concern in my awareness. I think in my January channeling for what was coming through to me, water and climate were big things. I do have a thing with water right now. Nature is trying to teach us things, and water's trying to make that loud and clear. I feel though, with the concern with the creek behind your house, I feel that that's going to settle down a little bit. I feel like I can see it flowing better and less of an overflow. But I do feel that the move is something that, even if the creek wasn't an issue, I think the move would be coming anyway. Like, I feel like that it's time to move. It's time for that small town energy. However, I don't see you very far. I don't see you like 100 kilometers in the bush. Like, I don't see that. I see you like outskirtish, but very close to bigger areas and bigger towns. I just see you like literally like a little bump. Ooh, I'm gonna go over here for a little bit. I also feel like the minimalist energy is kind of like pushing you a lot too. Less peoply, less stuff, less is more. I feel like you're navigating through a little bit of that. So one thing that you can do is you can start manifesting that now. Do a little bit of a purge, do a little bit of some countryside driving, visualizing yourself just on the outside skirts of town, getting a little bit playful with the energy, and feel it early. Feel what the move would feel like early, and start feeling that so that you get a taste of it, and you'll have your own, yep, this is what I want, or nope, I think I'm going to stay. And I feel like with that navigation and giving yourself that space to trust it, I feel like you will have that awareness of, this is where I want to be. This is where I need to be. Okay. Um, Grace. Good morning, Lana. I've fallen out of my spiritual practice, but I feel a pull back to my energetic work. Any advice from yourself or my guides? Um, Welcome home. That was the first thing that was shouted at me. Welcome home. Welcome back, right? I feel like I've got to say to you, number one, there was learning when you stepped out of your spiritual practices too, right? There's always a learning piece. And I feel like I've got to give yourself a little bit of grace. I just feel like I have to say it's okay. I needed to learn something different for a little bit, but I also feel like coming back into it, you're coming back in at it at a totally new perspective, because I can see I literally had like new glasses put on, new clarity put on, new awareness put on, and there's been growth while you stepped out. So sometimes, and I've stepped out. There was a time I said, and I've talked about this wide openly before. I'm out. I'm out. And it was it was part of my own growing and my own learning and my own experiences, and I needed to have that in order for when I came back in order for that growth to have a reason, and to have part of the learning journey. I feel like I have to say to you, welcome home. It's all new again, and it's always new every single day anyway. And I feel like I've just got to support yourself a little bit more through it. So sitting with your guides, kind of like quieting things. I feel a little bit of chaotic energy from the physical world around you, and I feel like it's gotten a little bit louder. And I feel like that volume has kind of said, "Oh, I think I need to go here," where it's a little bit quiet, peaceful, less chaotic energy. So I would start with a few more moments a day, quieting down. All right. All right, you guys. I do have to work today. Where else do we need to go? Okay. Kayla, I'm so excited for you, Lana. Wow, channeling in a castle. I'm very excited. I cannot wait. I'm gonna try and film it. I'm gonna try and film it. Why are some spirits visiting me on the nights? Very common, Ellen. Spirit comes to us at night quite often because that is when our minds are quiet. So spirit is always around us, but in order for us to feel and connect with them or to channel, we've got to quiet our mind. So it's easier for us to hear them or to connect or to feel them or to communicate with them when we're sleeping or at night because we're not so busy. When I channel, there is literally nothing up here. Nothing. I don't think about anything. I'm not aware of anything. There are times I'm not even aware. I'm not aware. Like I have to focus on what time it is. I have no awareness with that. So with that space, spirit's able to come in. Now a lot of people talk about the thinning of the veil between 2 and 4, that spirit comes closer. Do I agree with that? Yes, to agree, but it's more of a physical world thing than a spiritual thing. That is when things are quieter here. That is when the energy is softer here. That is what, so it's easier for them to come in and communicate. I have learned how to work around that because I don't necessarily like being awake at 3 o'clock in the morning channeling. Now, it's funny that we're talking about this because I was awake this morning at 2:30 in the morning channeling. But the reason I don't do that very often is because I make time during the day. So yesterday my meditations were so short. It was like, okay, I got to go to work. It was a very busy day yesterday. I did in-person sessions. I did in-person animal communication. I got home. I was literally eating as I was walking out the door to go to softball, and then the batting practice. I didn't get home till it was probably about 9:30 last night. I didn't sit quietly with spirit, so I was quiet and sound asleep and tip, 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 tip. You didn't ask us today. And so and they had something very important to tell me, but I didn't quiet myself personally. I quieted myself to channel for somebody else, but not to sit down and listen to what they wanted to say to me. So there I was at 2 o'clock in the morning and I channeled an incredible workshop that's coming. But that's why, because I have moved that quiet time to sit with them during the day. I get up early, I sit in meditation, and I channel. But when I don't follow that routine, they will wake me up because I'm quiet enough to hear them. Okay. Ashley, at Grace, I've recently experienced the same pull. I've turned away from spirit and just recently felt pulled to come back. Spirit still has your back and supports you. Ashley, absolutely. And good for you for reaching out like that and sharing and supporting. Um, and it's okay that we get pulled back. I feel like I keep having to say that. It's okay. There's also an increase of awareness and I don't of needing to come back. I'm not a big fan of the whole awakening era conversation because I feel it's more of an awareness versus an awake because I don't really like that. I don't know why, because I don't feel like people are here zombieing around. I just feel like our awareness is over here rather than here. So I feel that many people are coming back into that because there is a huge healing movement. There is a huge spiritual, movement. We're having an awareness that what isn't working. We're having more of an awareness of that. And our intuitive piece is like, I think I need to come here and it's time to come home. It's time to come into that authentic space. Right. So I feel like more and more people are having those more aware of what they need moments for big reasons. We are in an incredible space right now of healing and it's so delicious. So delicious. Most are simply over distracted. Yeah. And I think many people are kind of having that sense of what's not working. Right. There are things that it's not working for us right now. And, spirit is also guiding us and our own souls are guiding us to kind of like fix that. It's time to learn that. It's time to come back and revisit that. It's time to that authentic self piece, right? All right, you guys, I have pushed the limits of the timeline here. I know there's quite a few questions that I didn't yet get to. I've done my best. We have to stay close to work, so not Not the boonies. Yeah, that's what I felt, Tabitha. I didn't feel you far. I've got the urge to purge. There you go, and have less clutter as I'm going bananas. Glad to hear less flood issues until the move. Thank you, lovely lady. You're very welcome. The reason, Tabitha, is that you're going bananas with clutter is your awareness that less is best for you right now, and clutter has a vibration, right? So clutter does have a vibration, and for some of us it is louder. Some people are fine with clutter, and some people it has a vibration that kind of like makes you go bananas. But I think that it's making you go bananas more right now is because you know deep down that it's time for a transition there. All right. I just want to see what Amy said. I seen a comment, welcome Amy. I just want to see if she posted a question. Um, because I am trying to catch some of the newbies that don't get a chance to ask me questions. So I don't see it. So my apologies if I don't see it. Amy, if I missed your question, I'm going to give you a moment while I do the angel numbers and the spirit animal book. All right. So I'm pulled to do this one first. 768. All of your material needs are and will be met as you continue to give any cares or worries to heaven. I want to do another one too. 347. Your clear connection with angels, archangels, and ascended masters has resulted in your receiving and following very accurate divine guidance. Congratulations and keep going. That connects to what we talked about with we all have a divine connection. And whether you resonate with the words angels and guides or source energy, whatever word or source energy that you resonate with, we're all connected there, right? How beautiful. 347 is my me number. Oh, look, Aaron, look at you. I'm pulled to do one more. I can't put the book down yet. So let's see what we need here. 320. Source energy and the ascended masters are surrounding you with supportive and healing love, helping you have confidence that everything is divine and in perfect order. We're always where we're supposed to be, even with the learning. All right. Let's just set some intentions on what we need to know collectively. Eel. Others, both male and female, will be increasingly attracted to you. Ooh. And some of this attraction will be sexual. I've got to share it. I can't change it. It's not up to me to change the message. Take several classes in Kundalini yoga and continue the practice at home. So there's the spiritual growth, right? You're going to embark on a spiritual pilgrimage in the near future, one that will so profoundly alter your sense of who you are that others may not recognize you. Oh. You'll soon get to the bottom of the question or puzzle that's been bothering you. Acknowledge and release any emotions that are blocking you. We've talked about most of that. We didn't talk about the attraction piece, but we'll take it. Right, we'll take it. But the classes on Kundalini and yoga and whatever spiritual practices that has your interest, play in it, right? And one thing I remember traveling a great distance. I traveled from Canada to the UK to study for a week, and I remember partway through the workshop, I thought I came all this way and nothing's resonating. I came all this way, and it was like, why did I come here? And I questioned why I felt pulled to come. It was literally the last day. And it was a beautiful, I mean, it was a beautiful environment. I met great people. But the workshop stuff just wasn't resonating with me. The last day, the last class, and I think we was even down to like the last couple hours. And my bags were packed in the lobby to go home and everything. And there was one sentence by an instructor, one sentence, and it literally was like 1,000 light bulbs going off. And I had this moment of, this is why I came. I came here all this way for this sentence. And I had the most profound amount of gratitude. profound amount of gratitude that I came all that way for that one sentence. And that one sentence changed my journey, changed my connection, changed my experience, changed one sentence. And I was like, this is why I traveled all this way and invested in myself. Right. So, I think being playful and just allowing the experiences, it doesn't always have to resonate with you, and that's okay. It's such an incredible moment when we have those light bulbs go off, when we have that, this is why, right? I really like that message with, take several classes, right? It's so true. We will find things that resonate with us and we'll find things that don't, and it's all okay. Right? So, I really love how that kind of blended in with what we talked about, and it always does, right? And there are still moments daily that I say, "I love this so much. I love this so much. I can't believe the magic." And I've been doing this for a very long time, and that's the most incredible thing about spirit is it just has something most magical and different every single day. I hope you enjoyed your time with me. Amy, by the way, I'm happy to have found your channel. Amy, we're really happy that you're here. And the space is always open. Hi, Lana. I was just wondering if Spirit has a message for me. Oh, bless you. Um, Let me just shift in there for a moment, Amy, and I do have to be very mindful of the times. I have to leave shortly. But one thing that, Amy, when I lean in there is I have to really get you to feel these words, throughout the day or even just in this moment. You are enough. It's literally that simple. You are enough and you're doing the best that you can from where you're standing. And I literally felt like that softening in my own heart space. I just have to get you to kind of like acknowledge that, and acknowledge I am doing the best that I can from where I'm standing and I am enough. I really feel that needs to kind of marinate around you for a little bit. It's the weekend. It's the weekend. I'm working today, most of it, right up until the evening. And then it's going to be some spiritual practices for me. I think I need to recharge, replug in. A little bit of work, a little bit of play is what my agenda is. Um, and then next week is quite busy. Oh, it reminds me, next week, I'm pretty sure, living in the moment. I forgot to kind of talk about Monday. So Monday morning, I have a dentist appointment. I'm grateful. I'm grateful I have a dentist appointment. So I won't be here Monday morning. I have to be at the dentist rather early. So I will see you all. Ooh, Tuesday I'm busy. Let's see. I may pop on Sunday. I think I'm gonna pop on and do the energy date on Sunday. I'll put it on the community page on what time. I got a little bit of animal communication on Sunday, but maybe Sunday evening I'll pop on for a bit and do the energy update for the week. Yeah, because Monday I have to go to the dentist. And then yeah, and then I'm going to Ireland the following week. I will pop on Sunday. I will post the time. I will come in early and do the channeling for the for Monday. I'll do it on Sunday night so that at least we're not having a big gap. I hope that I hope that works for some of you. If not, there's always the replay. Uh, oh, the dentist. Okay, I'm grateful I have a dentist. As always, I'm wishing you love, light, blessings, and have a spirit guided day. Take care, you guys.